Okay, so the first website that we're going to talk about on this Google Hangout, it's called Spritz. And what Spritz does is it basically breaks down reading and helps not only students but everyone in general to become better readers. So an important thing to know is that when you read something, your eye basically just looks for the optimum recognition point of the word. And once your eye gets that point, then like you know when the word what the word is. Like that's how you can tell what the word is. So what Spritz does is it breaks down a whole like big long thing into just single words. So it shows you a single word and the optimum recognition point is in red. So right now I'm just going to show you quickly what that looks like. So what happens is if you see at the top, after it loads, hopefully, it's going to show you what Spritz does with any article that's online. Okay, that's not really loading, but you can see it right down here. You're going to see it for a split second when it's talking about New York. You see how the words just flip and the ORPs are in red. So that is basically what it does. And you can do that on any website. All you have to do is download Spritz, which is free. You just have to sign up for an account, and then you just drag the Spritz thing up into your top toolbar. So what you would do is once that we're right at here, you take this Spritz thing and you just keep dragging it until it's up here, and then you leave it there. So when you do that, you have Spritz on your computer, and then anytime that you are online and you're reading a article or something and you just want to like help your reading go faster, you can just hit Spritz it, and it will either Spritz your highlighted point or the whole article. And what it will do is it will show you one word at a time with the little red word. And this has been like tested to that it really does improve people's reading and it makes it go faster. So those are both really, really good points. And the other thing that it does, which is nice, is that some words take longer for people to recognize, and Spritz knows that and takes it into consideration. So if it's like a longer word or a harder word, they slow it down. And when you're on it, you can choose between different speeds of the words. It goes from 400, no, 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 40 words per minute all the way to 1,000 words per minute. So now that it's working again, I'm going to show you. I just saw that it was loaded. So this is what you see when you're reading. This is what it does to the whole page. And then you can change it and make it go slower for our new readers, like what you'd want to do in school. And then once they get good at this, you can speed it up and go faster. And then once you get an account, you can go all the way up to 1,000 words per minute or 40 words per minute. So it's really nice because it in the classroom you obviously have students that read at all different speeds, and this really can tailor to the student, which is really nice. And yeah, those are the main points of the website.
I definitely like how you can change the speed of it for those advanced readers to make them more challenged, so that they're always like encouraged to go farther and do better, and then it can slow it down for those struggling students to help them improve and get better at it. So I definitely like that you can change it to help each student.
I
Right.
think
And that also kind of going back to that, it also makes it more into a game. Like you're challenging yourself. So like you can even do like doesn't matter how Bobby is doing if, you know, Freddie is at 40 words per minute the first week and the second week he goes up to 100 words per minute. It's really nice that like it's tracking you. And another thing that it does which is nice is that if you spritz a website and you have it set at like 400 words per minute, when you go back to that website and spritz it, it remembers that you had it at 400 words per minute, so it automatically sets it to that. So it like keeps your track of what you're doing and where you're going.
I think that this website could be really great in the classroom for helping students improve their reading. It would be really good for our students with disabilities or students that are ELL learners because it can help them break down reading to to the levels that they need it at.
Okay. I did UDL Exchange. So there are 3 parts in the program or in the website. There's the UDL lessons where it allows you to build each lesson, and it's very in-depth and thorough for it. So that way you can like print it out and give it to a substitute, and it knows step by step what the substitute is supposed to do and what they need. The second part is the UDL resources. It has materials such as the websites, documents, images, presentations, audio, and video that help to support the learning and the implementation in the classroom. And then the third one is the UDL collections, and it's a set of resources or lessons organized around a theme to support the practice. And then a really nice thing about this website is that you can share it with other people, or you can go onto somebody else's and you can get one of their lessons. And then in each lesson, there are 3 or 4 features. There's the recommended, shared, remixed, and then commented. So you can leave a comment about like change or what you liked about each one. And then to sign up for it, you need your username, your first and last name, the email and password, and then just put in the security code it gives you. And to get through each 3 parts, it's right on the main page. So it's really easy to access.
I really like when you were talking about how you can remix lessons that were already made, because I know in my class, my teacher really likes to tailor her lessons just specifically to the students in her class. So it would be nice that she could find a lesson on. They just did a unit on bats, so it would be nice if she could find a lesson on bats, but then she could change it a little bit because I know that her class was really, really interested in the vampire bat, like most first graders would be, because that's really cool. So she could take her lesson of bats and tailor it more towards the vampire bat because that would get her kids more interested, but she wouldn't have to make the whole lesson by herself. So I think that part is probably one of my favorite parts, and I think that would be super beneficial to any classroom teacher.
My favorite part about this is the ability to share and share it. So you can share it with your lesson with the whole grade level. So if your whole grade level was doing a lesson and you wanted to all use the same lesson, you could easily share this lesson without having to print it out, or you could share it with teachers across the nation. This is also good for substitutes, so teachers could also make sure that substitutes have exactly what they need. Maybe if they know beforehand that they're not going to be there that day and they know which person is going to be their sub, they can send it to them directly instead of leaving it somewhere in the classroom where it could get lost or misplaced.
Yeah, I think that would be really helpful too. And I like what you were saying about how teachers can use like that you could share it with like other teachers across the nation. And I really like that because I feel like it gets like all of the teachers like more connected in a way. Like if someone from Massachusetts was like doing a lesson, someone in Arkansas could do the same lesson, and like it would be nice if like the teachers could even like explain to the students like this is not just we're not the only ones learning it, like this lesson is literally connecting us to like another class.
So the tool that I did was called CAST Science Writer. It's a tool provided by the CAST website, and it helps students write science reports. Once you have an account, students can log in and create a science report easily. The tool breaks down the process of writing up a report for science down to small, manageable steps. There are clearly marked sections for the tool: introduction, method, and results and conclusion. Each step has drafting, revising, and editing process. For the revising and editing steps, there are a list of check boxes that can be checked off with questions that will help guide the students in revising and editing their report. Included on every page of the CAST Science Writer are these little animated characters that can give them examples and hints for each step. The characters pop up when they're selected and speak aloud and move around with their example. Um, and At any time during the writing process, the student can hear what they've written. There's a little text box that they can click on, and it will read it at a slower, fast pace, and it can be in either English or Spanish. So if I show you the website, let's see, get it up. So the website, all you have to do is sign up, and then all you need is make a username, your first name, your last name, an email address, a password, and then you just sign up, and it's completely free. So if I were to log in right now, this is what I will see once I log in. And you can just start a new project, and these were one of the animated characters I talked about. And he would give me a hint right now if I needed it. So he says right here.
It looks like you have no currently active projects. Why not get started creating a new one?
You can move them around if you need them in different spots, and then when you're done, you can just exit out. So you go to the website, make a name for your project, and you could have a hint or an example of a report. And when you do your report, you can have an introduction or a thesis, methods or procedures, results, and then the conclusion or discussion. And it basically goes through it. There's also a place where you can always rename your project throughout it.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Once you type something in, here's where you can listen to it, read it to yourself, and it can read it at a slow, medium, or fast pace, and it could translate it into Spanish if needed.
There are two features about this I actually like. I like that it's step by step so that it ensures that the student doesn't miss it or forget this step. And then I also like that it's multi-language for those ELL learners, that they can not only understand it or have an idea of what to do in English, but then they actually understand it and can move forward in their language.
Yeah, and I really think that this would be really good for my placement because right now I'm in a first grade placement and they really don't do that much with science. They do like a little bit of science and they integrate science with other subjects, but science isn't like a big focus area in first grade yet, at least not in my first grade. So this would be like a really nice introduction, I think. Like they could even like do it as a class, but it's nice that it has like step-by-step things on what you do and little like animated things that help them figure it out. And they would love animated things. They love when things talk to them. So I think they would really like this would be a good way to implement science projects like into younger grades and just like get them in the flow of everything. So another website that I looked at was called Formule. And what this website does is that it's basically an easier website that helps you create online forms and like surveys and most things that you can think of. It's like there's so many options. So in the olden days, not that old because you still needed a computer, but in order to make like forms online, you'd have to know how to do coding and all that stuff. And what Formule does is it already does all that for you. All you need to do is physically make the survey or the um, form or anything, and then save it, and then you can like share with other people. And Formule collects all the data that you have on it. If you need payments, you can do that through Formule too, and all of the data is saved. So it's really nice. And then this is a free website, but if you do the free version, you only get 10 free forms. And once you hit your max number of people that reply, it automatically closes the form. Whereas you can also, if you wanted to, you could pay. You could pay for it, and they obviously have different payment options. So some of them it like costs different amounts of different prices. So you could have one where you have pay $9 a month, and it gives you 3 users and like unlimited forms, unlimited reports, 10 themes, and then the next one up is $22 a month, and then $50 a month, and then $125 a month. And depending on how much your school uses it, it obviously depends on if you want to pay for the extra everything. but it's really nice for teachers because they can use this to create quizzes and tests and online teacher evaluations or even surveys that they want their class to take, or if they were having a field trip and like they wanted their parents to know about it, they could do like the permission slip and like just a quick survey like, is your child coming, yes or no? And then if you need to pay for the field trip, you can pay for it right on Formule, and it like sets everything up, and it makes it really really easy. um, so I'm gonna show you right now how you would make the here are the prices that you can see them. And then over here, this is like if you're going to make a form, this is what it first looks like. And then we'll just do a standard field. And then you can add, you have to find a template that you want. And then this is what it looks like. And you get to go here, and then you can add text boxes or a text area or numbers or text boxes. And then you come down here and you can just add all of these different things to it, so you can make it very you can make it like exactly how you want it and everything that you need to have on it. So it makes it very like personal, and it's super easy to use, um, and it would really be useful in the classroom, and it would help the teacher out a lot.
I like that the parents can either fill out the permission slip or send money through the website. It allows the teacher to actually, or the parent to actually do something and not have to rely on the student, whether giving the money and then forgetting. So it makes it nice, you're just cutting out the middleman for it. And that you don't have to, what is it? It's just, I feel like it's safer.
Yeah, and I think I agree that that's a really good part, because I know last week at my placement, the first graders are going to see a play. So what the teacher did was she has to like bring them home, give them a paper to bring home, and has to make sure that they bring it home and give it to their parent. Um, and one of the students forgot it on Friday, so now he has to wait till Monday for his parents to find out. So this would be really nice if the teacher could just put like the link to this form on her website, and then the teachers can check it daily. I mean, the parents will check the website daily, and they could just click on the link, and then it would bring them right to the form.
And that's going to be even past first grade. I'm in sixth grade, and students are still forgetting to give things to their parents. So I think through all grade levels, it would be really nice.
I think the drag and drop feature is amazing. It makes it more convenient and easy when you're trying to make a form. So instead of having to type out the whole list of things that you need, there's a place that you can just drag and drop the part of the form that you want, and it makes it just so much more convenient for making any kind of form for a classroom.
Okay. The last video is Ant. It basically allows you to annotate a video that you've created. And all you have to do is you sign up, and you can either do it through Google+, Facebook, Twitter. You can go in as a guest, or if you're part of the University of Minnesota. And it's done with the email. And then you just accept the terms and conditions. So I did it through Google+, and then it accesses your YouTube account for the videos you've created, and you just hit the video you want, and then you just start annotating it. And then there are 4 buttons at the top: the profile, the group, new and help and sign out, so that helps you to move through each thing. And then to annotate the video, once you find the video you want, you just start playing it, and then you hit the annotate button. So it's really easy and simple.
I really think that could be useful when I know a lot of times when teachers show videos, they have things that they want to say in the middle of the video. So it would be nice for them. They could like start the video, and then they could put like a little comment or an annotate and be like, stop here, and then she would or he would, the teacher would remember to stop and like tell the kids what she or he wanted to tell them, or even just write it in the video. So as they're watching the video, that note pops up and then the students can just read it as it goes. So then she doesn't even, or he doesn't even have to stop the video, which is nice.
This would be really great for students with learning disabilities and our ELL students because they're still trying to connect their language. For our ELL students, they're still trying to connect their English to the language that they know, so it would be really great to have either maybe English on the bottom so that they have another way of connecting to it and understanding what they're learning.
And even going off of that, you could even do it where like it's, if the video's in English, you could write Spanish on the bottom so that they can like hear the English words and then read the Spanish words. So like that would help them connect it even more if you had a lot of Spanish speaking students.
And I think that would be more common just because you're annotating your own videos, not somebody else's. So if you don't know Spanish, you can't speak it and then annotate it in English. So I think it'll be reversed where you'd annotate it in Spanish. We can use the website to help use the proper format of that language.
So those are our 4 websites, 5 websites.